Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Saturday, 14th of December 2024. From the history point of view, Roald Amundsen reached the South Pole on this day. Norwegian explorer Ronald Amundsen became the first person to reach the South Pole on December 14, 1911. He raised the Norwegian flag at the South Pole around 3 p.m. Bangladesh Liberation War. In 1971, the Pakistan Army and their local allies executed over 200 intellectuals from East Pakistan. Bangladesh commemorates this day as Martyred Intellectuals Day. National Energy Conservation Day, also celebrated on 14th December in India as the National Energy Conservation Day. In India, December 14 is celebrated National Conservation Energy Day. The day aims to highlight the importance of energy conservation and the benefits of energy in our daily lives. Also on the same day, 1687, the East India Company established a municipal corporation in Madras. Now from the world news, including Blinken meets Iraq Prime Minister, discuss Syria wars, fight against ISIS. Trump calls for daylight as saving time very costly. Tunisian demands it end. United Kingdom peer faces suspension for Lord Popeda Chibi, or Indian origin colleague. Nancy Pelosi hospitalized after sustaining injury on Luxembourg trip. Kiev offers food supply to Syria amid Russian suspension. Who is the Francois Bayrou, veteran centrist and Macron ally, now a new French Prime Minister? Now from the Hindu newspaper, we have a brief discussion imperative to work against IS in Syria. Blinken tells Turkey people wave flags in celebration while standing on an old stone wall after thousands of people participated in the first Friday prayer after performing the first Friday prayer since the fall of the Assad regime at the Umayyad Mosque on December 13, 2024 in Damascus, Syria. On Thursday, Erdogan assured Blinken that Turkey would never ease up in the fight against IS in Syria, despite its operations against Kurdish fighters seen as a key to containing the extremists. United States Secretary of the State Antony Blinken on Friday told Turkey it was imperative to work against the resurgence of the Islamic State IS group in Syria following the fall of the Bashar al-Assad. The top United States diplomat also said he saw encouraging signs on reaching a ceasefire in that war-torn Gaza Strip. Taiwan says a Chinese ship has left signaling treasure. In this photo, released by the Taiwan Coast Guard, vessel JNR Right chases after the Chinese Coast Guard vessel 1302 off the coast of Hualien, eastern Taiwan on Thursday, December 12, 2024. Taiwan's Coast Guard released images it said showed Chinese vessels sailing north in rough seas past the islands on Thursday on their way to China. Chinese Navy and Coast Guard ships have returned to China, signaling the end of the massive maritime exercise, Taiwan's authorities said on Friday. Taiwan's Coast Guard released the images it said showed Chinese vessels sailing north in rough seas past the island on Thursday on their way to China. IAEA says Iran agrees to more monitoring at Fordo enrichment plant. This photo released on November 5, 2019 by an Atomic Energy Organization of Iran shows that centrifuge machines in the Natanz uranium enrichment facility in central Iran. Last month, Iran announced that it would launch new and advanced centrifuges in response to an IAEA board resolution that censured Tehran for its lack of cooperation with the agency. Iran has agreed to increase the monitoring by the United Nations nuclear watchdog at its Fordo enrichment plant, following its plans to ramp up production of highly enriched uranium at the site, the agency said in a report seen by AFP on Friday. The International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, said last week that Iran had revamped its Fordo enrichment plant (FEEP) south of Tehran. In a letter to the United Nations Security Council, the three European powers raised the possibility of restoring sanctions against Iran to keep it from developing its nuclear program. Anwar El-Anouni, the European Union foreign policy spokesperson, on Friday said Iran's latest move regarding uranium production close to military enrichment levels was extremely concerning. Nuclear tensions between Iran and the West have simmered since Donald Trump withdrew from a landmark 2015 deal with Tehran during his first term as United States president. The deal had exchanged sanctions relief for limits on Iran's nuclear program. Iran's expansion of enrichment was a clear message that they are responding to what they feel is pressure. IAEA chief Rafael Grossi told the AFP last week Britain, France, and Germany on Tuesday condemned Iran's latest steps to expand its nuclear program, strongly urging Tehran to reverse them. Topless anti-Russia protesters damaged monument outside United Nations in Geneva. Members from Ukrainian feminist group Femen. A Geneva police spokesperson confirmed that 4 people had been brought in for a questioning in relation to the incident. Topless members of the Ukrainian feminist protest group Femen took chainsaws against a wooden sculpture outside the United Nations in Geneva on Friday, prompting police to intervene, witnesses said. The 2 women wearing the Ukrainian flags as guards shouted, "Keep Russia out of the United Nations," and "Fuck Russia," as they saw into the monument known as the broken chair, leaving over a dozen gauges. According to the Hindustan Times newspaper, suggests that 2 Moses killed in a gunfight with the security forces in the Chhattisgarh's Bijapur, police said. 2 suspected Moses were killed in a gunfight with the joint security forces in the Chhattisgarh Bijapur district on Friday, police said. With the incident, bodies of 217 Moses have been found so far this year following separate encounters. The development comes a day after 7 suspected Moses were killed in Abu Jamra forest area. The bodies of the deceased Moses are waiting to be identified and camping operation is underway. Police said that the encounter took place in the forest of Nandra and Panna villages when a team of security personnel was out on an anti-Moses operation on Friday at around 7 a.m. Break from cold wave in Delhi, but not for long. Indian Meteorological Department says residents got respite from the cold wave condition on Friday as the minimum temperature rose sharply after being below the 5 degrees Celsius mark for the 2 consecutive days. Delhi's minimum temperature is likely to hover around 7 degrees Celsius over the weekend. Sabdar Jang, representative of Delhi's weather, recorded a low of 9 degrees Celsius, which is around normal for this time of the season. This was a sharp increase from the Thursday when the minimum was 4.5 degrees Celsius. Prior to that, on Wednesday, the minimum temperature was 4.9 degrees Celsius when the capital witnessed cold wave conditions in some parts of the first time this season. On Friday, no weather station recorded a cold wave conditions. The Indian Meteorological Department said the rise in temperature was likely due to the localized variations in the wind direction and speed. Delhi High Court Shanks Pilia by widow of Bahadur Shah Zafar, descendant, seeking Red Fort's possession. The court also said Sultan Begum's explanation justifying the delay on account of her ill health and daughter's death was inadequate. Delhi High Court's division bench on Friday upheld a single judge's order dismissing a woman's petition seeking possession of the Red Fort. The woman Sultan Begum is the widow of the Mirza Muhammad Baidar Bakht, was the great-grandson and a legal heir of Bahadur Shah Zafar, the last Mughal emperor. The court also said that the Begum's explanation justifying the delay on the account of her ill health and daughter's death was inadequate. The appeal has been filed after a delay of 913 days. The only reason was explaining the 913 days delay was that she fell ill severely and thereafter her daughter died, so the appellant could not file the same within her time. Find the explanation inadequate considering the delay in more than 2.5 years. Given the above application for condition of delay is dismissed, consequently, the appeal is also barred by limitation, the court said in its order. The woman had approached the division bench against a single judge's December 2021 order janking her failure, citing an inordinate delay of more than a century. Her failure had then sought compensation from the Union government for the alleged illegal occupation of the historic monument. The judge had said that the petition was a gross misuse of time. In my view, merely because of the petitioner claims to be illiterate cannot be a ground for this court to examine a highly stated claim which is barred by gross delay and lashes, even according to the case set up by the petitioner, that the cause for approaching this court had arisen in the 1857, the judge had said. In her petition before the division bench, the woman had claimed that she had legally inherited the property from her ancestor and was entitled to seek a possession and compensation for its alleged illegal occupation by the government. Now going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, lower middle class are facing consumption challenge, inflation, low salaries, key issue. FICCI president. In an interview, he also spoke about when the private sector may ramp up their capex spending and why the industry's research and development budget is low. Among the other things, editor experts. FCCI President Harsha Vardhan Agarwal spoke about when the private sector may ramp up their capex spending. Security and Exchange Board of India SEBI proposed allowing retail participation in algo trading. Algo trading refers to orders generated using automated execution logic. Such trading provides a significant advantages of time and programmed or execution. The regulator had proposed to facilitate participation of retail investors in algorithmic trading through the stock holders who have obtained a request for permission of the stock exchange for each along. Piketty calls for more details. Income tax data from India. CEA says high tax rate on rich could result in capital fight. French economist Thomas Piketty. Now going towards Santiago, had added sugar in Nestle baby products complies with India and the global food standards, Nadda said. Union Minister J.P. Nadda said the limit specified for sugars in infant food products in the regulation was on a par with the global standards, namely Codex Alimentarius Commission. J.P. Nadda. A Swiss NGO report had pointed to added sugar in the wheat-based baby products. Union Health Minister J.P. Nadda told the Lok Sabha on Friday, December 13, 2024, that the added sugar in Nestle baby products was in compliance with the Indian and the global standard as per the Food Safety and Standards Foods for Infant Nutrition Regulation 2020. Responding to a question, the minister said the limit specified for sugars in infant food products in the regulations was on a par with the global standards, namely Codex Alimentarius Commission, which considered the recommendation of the World Health Organization while setting food standards. Earlier, based on media reports, the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, FSSAI, had taken suo cognizance of a report by Swiss NGO regarding added sugar in the wheat-based baby products. Inspections were conducted in a month of April this year at a manufacturing sites engaged in the production of infant food products in the country. Supreme Court seeks center's response on failure to make anti-venom for snakebite available at health center hospitals. Supreme Court seeks government response on petition for anti-venom availability to reduce the snakebite deaths in India. Petitioner said India has the highest rate of snakebite deaths globally with approximately 58,000 fatalities each year. Supreme Court on Friday, December 13, 2024, sought response from the center on a petition seeking directions to make anti-venom and snakebite treatment available at health centers, hospitals, and medical colleges to save lives of victims. A bench of Justice B.R. Gawai and K.V. Vishwanathan showed a notice to the Union and the state government The case would come up for a hearing after 4 weeks. The failure failed by advocate Shailendra Mani Tripathi said India had the highest rate of snakebite deaths globally with approximately 58,000 fatalities each year. Despite this high mortality rate, there is a scarcity of antivenom. The failure sought directions to conduct a snakebite prevention health mission and snakebite public awareness campaign to reduce the mortality, especially in the rural India. At last, there's a famous polymath who's a great scientist and a publisher. That is Benjamin Franklin. Birth anniversary is 17 January 1706 up to 6th of January 1705. Probably he died in 17 April 1790. Was an American polymath, a leading writer, scientist, inventor, statesman, diplomat, printer, publisher, and political philosopher. Among the most influential intellectuals of his name, Franklin was one of the founding fathers of the United States, a drafter and a signer of the Declaration of the Independence and the first postmaster general. His life and legacy of scientific and political achievement and his status as one of America's most influential founding fathers has seen Franklin honored for the more than the 2 centuries of his death on the $100 bill. And in the names of warships, many towns and countries, educational institutions and corporations, as well as in the numerous cultural references and a portrait in the Oval Office. His more than 30,000 letters and documents have been collected in the paper of Benjamin Franklin and a report Jacob Sturgot is said to help him. A reputable man, Coelho, mocks spiritual tyrants. He snatched lightning from the sky and the spectre from the tyrants. Mr. Benjamin Franklin says a very famous quotation. He says that I think the best way of doing good to the poor is not making them easy in poverty, but leading or driving them out of it. In my youth, I traveled much and I observed in different countries that the more public provisions were made for the poor, the less they provided for themselves, and of course became poorer. And on the contrary, the less was done for them, the more they did for themselves and became richer. Okay, thank you.